Hello, I'm Batu. Today, we're going to be talking about our new module, which is the demand forecasting. As you can see on the top left, we created a module, a tab called demand forecasting. And under here, we can basically demand our forecast. As you can see under demand forecasting, we have a couple sub-modules. We go by step. And the last step will be the demand forecasting session, which when we'll be doing our demand forecasting inside our system. But first, we need to have definitions for the forecast data source. In order to do that, we're going to be going in the first tab, which is the forecast data source definitions. Under that, we're going to be choosing our document, for that specific forecast that we're going to be doing. So I'm going to be clicking on the screen icon, and I'm going to be choosing this sample document. Let's double click on it. As you can see, once you click on a document, all the information such as description, variable list linked, and all our variable lists on the right side will come automatically because it's under this sample document. All right, so on the right side, we have the variable list. Under the variable codes, we have like a T code with their description. For example, this T code means it's a stack code. Y1 means output quantity. X means month, and so forth, as you can see right here. Below that, we have the data list. So under the data list, we can see all our each stack code with their observation value, with their date, year, and month. Okay. If you scroll to the right, we have other informations as well. We also have information with data list AI, artificial intelligence. Under here, we can see the exact amount for each stock. As you can see, this is stock code, their observation value, again, with their date, year, month, and so forth. Once we set our forecast document information, now what we're going to be doing is we're going to be going back to our dashboard, and under that, we're going to be forecasting method creation and testing, okay, before we make our session. So we're going to be clicking here, and we're going to click in here. As you can see, it's all good to go. And then we can also see the weight values. We can calculate the weight for that specific session, right? That document. As you can see, each with their stack code, their variable name, weight value, CS value, and their merge stack code. And lastly, under here, we can test procedure of the forecasting method. As you can see, under the stack one, we have two stack codes with their data source number, observation value, their forecast value, and merge breakdown code. Once this is all good to go, after it's everything working, as you can see right here, and our last step will be to demand forecasting session. So under here, we're basically going to be choosing a document from the top left. We're going to be clicking here, and again, I'm going to be choosing this specific sample. Let's double click on it. After you double click on it, as you can see, the forecasting method, name of it, the date, the description of the session, which is the demand forecasting sample session. Below that, we can see the creating the forecast list. So this is the forecast start date, and we're gonna be creating a tree number of forecasting with time period of month. Okay, so after putting all this, the first step will be to enter the following variables. As you can see from the bottom right, is transaction completed, and our second step is create the forecasting list. Again, the transaction completed. And after these two steps, as you can see below, we can see a lot of variable by default, by their date and their time period. And next to that, we have all the forecast list for that specific session. Again, we can see each date with their stack code and their forecast value for each session, that specific session. For example, this first one, this is the date, stack code, and the forecast value is this amount. Okay, and you can see everything for each of them. As you can see, we have 6 dates with each different stack codes. Some of them are in bundle, and some of them are like individual, and each of them with their forecast value. All right, so this sums up the whole overview of our new module, which is demand forecasting. Thank you for listening.